Well, hello there. Thanks for joining me today. It's Froggy Friday! Super excited. And today I am making froggy nails. I love to do my own nails and I love to make custom press-ons. I don't sell them or anything because frankly I'm not good enough to sell them yet, but I'm practicing. I'm only making 3. These would be 3 feature nails, and then you could add 2 more to make a total of 5 and just repeat it on the other hand if you wanted to follow this tutorial. You might be thinking it's kind of weird that I'm doing a nail tutorial here on my channel because I don't normally do this, but really you can think of these nails as tiny UV resin canvases. Really that's all they are. And the techniques I'm using are the same as I would be using on larger resin pieces. I'm only doing 3 nails because I would normally only do 3, maybe even only 2 feature nails on a hand, and then the other nails would be just the plain colors, or maybe like the plain colors with a French tip, something like that. So I'm starting off with this one buffing and wiping everything off with a lint-free wipe and 91% alcohol. This is the base coat I will be using. It is Madam Glam's base coat, which I love. I give it a nice coating of that and it will go under the lamp for 30 seconds and it will be all ready to go. The base for this first feature nail is going to be soft pink, and this is a jelly color, which means it's fairly translucent. After a 30-second cure, it's time for the next step, and this is Blooming Gel from Modelones. That will go underneath this color, which is also from Madam Glam. It's their new neon set, and it's called Lime Rush. It's a beautiful, shimmery neon green. I love it. I love neon, so that's probably not a surprise. I had to have this set when I saw it. What Blooming Gel does is it's sort of a spreading medium. You can think about it that way. That color is Purple Buzz from the same neon set. So these nails will be primarily purple and green. And what I'm doing is I'm taking my dotting tool and making little dots of the green. As this sits, it will spread. Using the Blooming Gel with the dots of another color over it always ends up reminding me of tie-dye. It's super cool. I do the same thing with the purple in sort of the upper left area and the bottom right area, and I do end up swirling those a little. That was not on purpose, but I kind of smudged one of the ones down below, so I just ran with it. I do more green as well. The longer this sits, the less the Blooming Gel will allow the color you've added to it to bloom. So you do want to work fairly quickly. If you let this sit too long, things will just sort of stay in place. It's kind of like alcohol ink when you drop it into resin. Eventually, if the resin thickens up, it doesn't really spread anymore. It's the same sort of principle. After that has had a 30-second cure, it's all ready to go, and now it's time to pick the stickers I'm going to use. I have these rounded tweezers. My craft room is in boxes right now. I just had the entire upper floor of my house redone, the floors that is, and so I had to pack everything up, and I could not find normal tweezers to save my life, and these things are useless. The end doesn't even come together. So I had to work really hard to get these stickers off of there and get them to sit properly. I use a silicone tool to spread them out and flatten them down to make sure there aren't any lifted areas and there's not going to be anything poking up. If I did find anything that was sticking up, I would go over this with base coat first, cure that, file if needed, and then go back over it with a top coat. I don't have anything sticking up, so I'm going straight in with this top coat, and this is Madam Glam's Velvet Matte Top Coat. If you want to do any sort of nail art, it's always best to have a matte surface it's much easier to do that art on. It wasn't totally necessary in this case. I could have gotten away with doing this on a glossy top coat, but I chose to use the matte one just to show you how you would normally go about things. And I'm doing little purple dots in groups of 3 because little purple dots make everything better. And then I go ahead and go in with the green to make a 4-pointed sparkle star. I managed to really screw up this sparkle star, so I take some alcohol on a lint-free wipe and I wipe it off and start over. I have to be honest, the second one isn't great either. I don't know what my problem was. I don't normally have an issue making these little sparkle stars, but apparently this just was not my day. Once that's all cured, it's time for the top coat, and I'm using Modelones No Wipe Top Coat. I normally would use Madame Glam, but again, all of my stuff is in boxes and I have no idea where that top coat is. After a 30-second cure, this guy is all done, and how cute is that? It's now time for nail number 2. This one is getting a coating of that Lime Rush. This isn't my normal filming setup, although I end up out of shot in that too. So is it really an excuse? I don't think it is. This will get a second coat because hello, it's gorgeous. As one of my favorite nail artists I follow on YouTube, Miss Jo, would say, "Ooh, look it. It's so pretty." Froggy Friday is a weekly collaboration hosted by Lisa from Girl in the Garage, Karen from The Dragon's Cave, Lula from Nerd Goblin Art, Tim the Bass Resonator, and Kel from Gert Creates. As always, the playlist is going to be in my description. Don't forget to watch those other videos. Now we're on to the next neon color, Purple Buzz. You know purple's my favorite color if you've been with me longer than about 3 minutes. So this color is exactly why I had to have this set. And I decided I was going to do a freehand French. It seems like this would be really easy, but for me, it's not. I rode the struggle bus trying to get this straight and even and centered. I'm so busy doing other projects all the time that I rarely have time to do my own nails, much less any nails for press-ons. I really need more practice when it comes to drawing this French. It turns out okay, but it took a really long time. I was not going to sit around and use that tiny little brush to fill in all this purple. Now it's time to pick the next set of stickers I'm going to use, and I pick the cutest little frog. I just love these stickers. Once again, I use the dotting tool to smooth it out, press it down, and make sure I don't have any bits poking up. I finally decided on a little star, and as it turns out, these stars are actually tie-dye. Alongside the star, I want to put a couple of other smaller stickers, so I settle on a flower, and then I find one 4-pointed sparkle star that I have to put on there as well. Now I'm doing the same grouping of 3 little dots in the lime green on the purple part and in the purple on the lime green part. I go straight in over this with the Modelones glossy top coat. Nail number 3 is getting a full coat of this gorgeous purple buzz. This also is getting a coating of the Blooming Gel, and I will be putting lime green dots on this one to make the shape of a flower. Now this nail ends up doing something really weird. I've never seen this happen before. I don't know if you can tell, but the purple color is actually repelling the Blooming Gel, which definitely didn't happen on our last nail. I have no idea why it did this, but the entire nail ends up looking super weird. I just go ahead and put the green over it and it actually turns out okay, but this was really bizarre. Once I've recovered from my WTF moment, I go ahead with those green dots, and you'll see that at first I do them in a triangle, and then I do 2 on the sides. I want it to have 5 petals, and this is the easiest way I know how to make it look like an even flower. Otherwise, I don't get the spacing right at all. This should be unsurprising considering I cannot draw a straight line, a circle, or cut in a straight line. This nail ends up so lumpy, I need to do a coat of base coat over it to try to then buff it out, file it down, and smooth it out. I end up doing 2 full coats of the base coat before I file it down. This took me forever and a day. If you can find your e-file, I highly suggest using it. I can't find mine, so I was stuck with the hand version.
Day 4.
I do eventually get it smoothed out, and I go ahead and I glossy top coat it at this point. This is the best rhinestone glue I have ever found, and it was recommended by Haley at the Little Nail Room. Please check out her channel too, she's amazing. I want to put 1 larger rhinestone in the center of my flower, and then I do a smaller cluster of 3 in the bottom right portion of the nail. That gets a 60-second cure, and then I go over everything with the glossy top coat again. And here they are all done. So cute. If these weren't ginormous long nails, I would definitely wear these myself. I love the way they turned out. Here they are in brighter sunlight. I think my 2 other nails would be 1 full lime green nail and another nail with an ombre from the soft pink to the purple buzz. I know having a nail tutorial was kind of strange for my channel, but I hope you enjoyed the artwork that I did, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your Friday. Thanks for hopping by. I'll see you soon.